This is Susan Wilbanks with blendedinsight.com. I am a holistic and integrative healing arts practitioner, an intuitive, and an energy healer. In this podcast, I share tips, tools, and suggestions that have helped me along my path in hopes of inspiring and helping you along yours. Let's get started with today's podcast topic.
Hello, Bright Soul. Thank you so much for joining me on another podcast. We are in February. I love the month of February. My birthday is in February. I personally love Valentine's Day, even though you've got the people that are just so disgruntled about Valentine's Day, saying it's just about commercialism and all the things that people do. However, whenever the collective energy is celebrating something, which for me, February is about the month of love. And for me, it's also my birthday. It's like my new year. So there's all these positive emotions associated with February. And I love going into the stores with all the Valentine's Day cards and all the little Valentines for kids and the candy and the pinks and the reds. Like, I personally love February. But even if you don't love February, we are in the second month of a new year, and February is often associated with love and connection. So I wanted to shift the focus inward and talk about heart-centered healing. This episode is really one that I wanted to dedicate to embracing self-love and continuing the theme of releasing shame and reclaiming your energy so you can align with what you truly desire in life. So in this podcast, I just wanted to take the opportunity to reset, renew, and reconnect with ourselves. No matter what happened in January, this is a new month and it's a fresh chance to create something positive for yourself. It's been a lot, and I know that. And so regardless of whether you're partnered, because I know this is also a month where people start to feel sorry for themselves, they start to pout, rather than soaking in the beautiful vibration of love. And life can change in an instant. Miracles happen every single day. We are probably in a place today where we wanted to be at some point in our lives. Or we can look back even last year and look at how different our life is, or whatever that time frame is for you. So for this podcast, I wanted to talk about the collective energy of love, not just romantic love, but also love for yourself and the world around you, and creating time to nurture your heart space, strengthen your relationships, focus on kindness and compassion, because here's the truth. None of that is possible if you're not first offering love and compassion to yourself. So February is an invitation to slow down, reflect, and ask yourself, what is my heart longing for? And this doesn't have to be grand gestures. Sometimes the most profound transformations come from small, consistent acts of self-care and self-awareness. So anyway, this isn't about other people. This is about your relationship with you, because when you're full, it's easy to give from your overflow. So a lot of times, and I know we talked about this a few weeks ago, a lot of times one of the biggest blocks to self-love and heart-centered living is shame. And shame can manifest as feelings of unworthiness, guilt, or self-doubt. And like I said in the previous podcast, it often does stem from past experiences or societal expectations. So the good news is shame doesn't define you. It's just energy. And like all energy, it can be released and transformed, which is why I love the work that I'm here today showing you and living and continuing to do, because it absolutely works. So the first thing to do is acknowledge it. Take a moment, identify where the shame might be lingering in your life, and then tie it back to a specific memory. Just look, is it tied to a belief or a memory? And that's important, because once you shed light on something, it's no longer hidden. So shame thrives in darkness, and it thrives in secrecy. So the other thing is practicing forgiveness. Forgiving yourself for holding on to the shame, and then forgive others for any role they played in creating it. Because most people that perpetrate that, they're just doing what was done to them and they're not conscious. And the thing is, when you're not conscious, you can't really change anything. So it doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior. It's just about freeing yourself from the emotional weight. And I've had to do this. I am telling you what I have lived. And I'm not perfect. I'm a work in progress always. So the other thing is using affirmations that empower you. Things like, I am worthy of love and acceptance, or I release shame and embrace my true self. So releasing shame is a process. It's not a one-time event. So be patient and gentle with yourself. We are all moving through this collective energy as well as our own collective process. It's collective in the sense that those of us that are on the path of enlightenment. We are trying to align to a certain vibration, but it's all going to affect us in different ways, depending on what's going on in our personal life. So the good thing is that when there is a collective energy about showing appreciation, showing love, no matter what that is, it's the vibration of love. We can then take in that collective energy and use it to transform ourselves, which is why, as I said, I like the holidays. I personally like it because I know from an energetic perspective how I can use that energy to propel my own path forward and to help others do the same. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is reclaiming your energy, because this is another essential part of heart-centered healing. Reclaiming your energy. Over time, we unconsciously give our energy away to people, situations, old stories, things that no longer serve us. So February is the perfect time to cut those energetic cords and call your power back. And how do we do this? It's really simple, and we're going to do a healing, but you can just simply visualize by closing your eyes and imagining all the energetic cords connecting you to people, places, and experiences that are draining you falling away. You can do this by visualizing a golden or silver light gently cutting those cords and releasing any energy that isn't yours and calling your power back to you. And as you cut the cords, the roots go with it. Sometimes people get so caught up in it's all this mental thing that they play with themselves. Like, oh my God, if you didn't cut the roots, the roots are cut. Let's not overthink this. I mean, in my practices, we do. So whatever feels right for you, do that practice and then ground yourself. And we do this by imagining roots extending from our feet into the earth. This grounding root from both of your feet anchors you, reclaims your energy, and puts you into the present moment. And if you're in a warm place, you can do this outside. Right now, it is cold here. I'm not doing that outside. But your visualization is so powerful because your mind does not know the difference between what is actually happening and what you're telling yourself is happening. And people think, oh, that's pie in the sky. Well, have you ever just sat and visualized a horrible experience and scared yourself? That shows you how powerful your mind is. It can go either way. So you can use that same power and energy to visualize positive outcomes and put yourself in a relaxed and blissful state. So after you have cleared away this heavy energy and opened your heart, now it's time to focus on what you want to create this month, because your intentions are a powerful way to direct your energy and align with your desires. So ask yourself, what do I want to see more of in my life this month? How can I show up for myself with more love and compassion? And how can I show myself more love and compassion? And whatever comes up, that's okay. Don't try to judge the answer or screen the answer. Just listen to what your soul is speaking to you. And then the next thing is, what steps can I take to create a life that feels aligned with my heart? And a lot of times it's just simply meeting your own needs. We can get very drained, especially if you're in a place where people are constantly latching on to you, word vomiting all their problems on you and trying to take your energy because they look at you as their source when you're not their source. They have a source. They just don't want to go to it. They don't want to do that work. So they use you as the shortcut to come drain you. I know. I've lived this too. And so it's so important to fuel yourself and get really good about your energetic boundaries, your personal boundaries, and pouring into your own cup. And this isn't selfish. A lot of times in the regular collective energy, it is selfish because they're not serving the way that you're serving, and they're not grabbing the light down to be a light bearer the way you are. So that's the other thing, is giving yourself permission to give to yourself and receive, and know that you are perfectly held, you are perfectly safe, and you are perfectly worthy. So let's go into a short guided visualization, and I'm going to run the healing at the same time. And as I shared in previous podcasts, doing the visualization while doing the healing makes it so much more powerful. A lot of times people don't want the visualization, they just want the healing. You're doing yourself a disservice. You can always mute it. You can always turn it down. The energy is still running. But if you would actually use your free will and you would actually participate in the healing process, it is so, so much more powerful. So I am going to go into the healing. I'm going to turn it on. We're going to do the visualization. So if you can get yourself into a comfortable spot, relax, let go, drop in. And just take a deep breath, closing your eyes. And as you exhale, let go of any tension or heaviness. And visualize a soft golden light filling your heart space, warming and expanding it. And with each breath, allow this light to grow brighter, clearing away shame, fear, doubt, any heavy emotions. They are clearing away as this light grows brighter. Feel your heart becoming lighter, open, and free. Now visualize this light extending outward, wrapping around you like a protective, loving shield. And repeat to yourself, I release what no longer serves me. I reclaim my energy. I am worthy of love and joy. Take another deep breath and gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. And so it is. Friends, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And remember, February is a fresh start. Whatever happened last month doesn't define you. Each day, each month is a new opportunity to align with love, compassion, and the energy you want to create in your life. Don't allow the collective that's constantly changing and shifting and moving to take you out of your zen and your bliss, because honestly, changes come and go. Whatever's going on outside of you doesn't have anything to do with what you can create. What can you personally create? Take your power back. Don't let it get dispersed, because that's what they want to do. If you're in fear, if you're irritated, if your energy is scattered, you are not in your power and you're not listening to your intuition. You can't hear it. If you're all revved up and you're in fear and you're arguing and all the things that people are doing, it takes you out of your alignment. So the goal of this is to keep you in alignment, and feel free to return to this episode whenever you need a reset or a reminder of your power. I would love to hear how you are celebrating this month of February, what you're bringing in, and let's walk into this month together, grounded in love, open to endless possibilities, and creating more of what we want to see in our life. And as always, I want to wish you a beautiful week. Take care. Bye-bye.